Well, joining me now virtually to discuss the trends and what the market also portends in the coming future, I have Zuberu Kadiri, the country manager for Nigeria, that's RIF Trust. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you, David. I'm happy to be here.
Well, let's now start our conversation with the wave and quest for second citizenship and the boom of firms designing, developing and implementing investor programs for residents and also citizenship. How would you describe this market? Now, for some it's a novelty. However, the bigger question is, why are more Nigerians and Africans in general seeking second citizenships, and why is this the way to go in achieving greater freedom to travel and asset optimization?
From my work experience, what I can tell you is we are simply seeing the human response to wanting to be better, do better, and make their impacts and outcomes better. One of the major reasons that is driving this is a lot of people are realizing the limitations that they have because of the place of their birth. I mean, you choose the clothes you wear, you choose the house you live in, you choose the car you drive, but none of us chooses the place of our birth. It is something that we are bestowed on in life, but to a large extent, we are faced with the burden of bearing whatever limitation that place of birth has for the rest of our lives, except we decide to do something about it, which is what a lot of people, especially Africans, are coming to relate to right now, that their place of birth puts them in certain limitations when it comes to things like passport ranking, visa-free access, taking advantage of global opportunities, granting them privileges in global access. This limitation is why a lot of people today are considering a second citizenship or an alternative residency just to be able to improve their quality of life. I'll tell you, especially since the pandemic, a lot of people have seen that limitation and now want to be actively involved in improving their bottom line. That's majorly why.
Okay, now, due to this growing popularity of second citizens and the residency permits, we've seen quite an astronomical percentage increase, talking about 637% in terms of value. Looking at it, being pegged at $21.4 billion just last year. The prospect is even higher for the year 2022 and beyond. What are your projections of how the market will likely grow this year and also come next year as you set sights and projections and forecasts beyond this current post-COVID era and also the Russia-Ukraine crisis and in preparation even for the next global disruption?
Yes, to a large extent, like I said earlier, the awareness is there. To explain it to you in a way that is easy for the mind to understand is the most valuable capital in the 21st century right now, especially post-COVID, is global access. People are looking for better quality of life, security, and wanting to be in a place where they ensure that they are ensuring their future and it is better. So yes, this industry is definitely going to see some quantum leaps and upward surge because more people are realizing that they can harness better privileges and opportunities if they simply just take advantage of alternative citizenship, which is why you can see the migratory journeys happening a lot. People are moving to other economies because they want to also play in those economies. But beyond that, more people are taking advantage of the fact that the world is becoming a global village and they want global access to be able to access investments, quality of life, and all of that, especially around investments. For example, a lot of the clients who come in for meetings with us are not primarily looking for an opportunity to relocate, but they just want to have global access for things like technical partnerships. They want to be able to travel freely to other economies where they can harness opportunities that they can even bring back to their local economy and make a difference. So all this is informing the drive for this industry, and that's what's driving the momentum that you are seeing, people wanting to obtain a second citizenship or residency.
And also, one of the clearest points that we have to take a look at is the fact that the acquisition of citizenship and residency permits through investment programs have a really clear and small audience, that is the elite and high net worth individuals. We understand some services thrive on this exclusivity, but with about 22% of Africa's working age population now starting new businesses, the reality remains that there's limited access to international capital and the lack of global mobility of African entrepreneurs, and this continues to constrain how they perform. Do you think now that there will be a time where we would see such exclusive services be much more inclusive for entrepreneurs and working class young men and women, with their sights focused on maximizing their opportunities beyond their shore where they operate?
In different markets, it means different things to different people. In America, a high net worth individual is somebody who earns upwards of $922,000. Whilst in the Middle East, that person will pass as somebody who earns upwards of $400,000. In Africa, averagely, a high net worth individual is anyone who earns upwards of $200,000. So it's a relative term, and people need to understand. But from the work we do, we will tell you statistically that we get more applications from people who fall into the middle class or the upwardly mobile category. Let me explain what I mean by that. The average startup program for a citizen by investment program is $100,000. We have people who come in and their total net worth in terms of money is about $200,000. And they are willing to put in half of that into a citizenship program. Reason is because they are chasing opportunities. Their motivations are things like security, global mobility, investment, leisure, lifestyle, education, entertainment, and all of that. And they realize that to access global opportunities, they need to make that significant investment now to be able to get those privileges, those accesses, those endowments. So saying it is a high net worth product can be very interesting, because people think when you say high net worth, you're talking to people who have millions of dollars in assets. No, the fact says a lot more middle class people are the ones driving the industry, because they understand the speed it gives them, the privilege, the access. So just to create that misconception, clear that misconception that it is it's for high net worth individual. In Africa, averagely $200,000 is a high net worth price tag for a HNI. So just want to clarify that and say we get more inquiries, we get more sign-ups for people in that price point compared to the people in the $1 million ranges. Yes, we do have the $1 million range clients who come in, make inquiries, and do sign up for these programs, but it's a misconception and truly needs to be corrected. What drives the industry is the client motivation, and I just mentioned a few of those motivations.
And now moving the conversation a little bit deeper, how critical would you now say it is to have simplified processes of legally obtaining a second citizenship or residency permit, and then the offering of a comprehensive service from the pre-application stage to post-landing? Really, a hand-holding process is critical just to ensure that we have to get things right, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and I would say this is where the citizen by investment advisory firms are a go-to for support, and we happen to be one of the largest brands in the world. We've done this for over a decade, and we have successfully helped people go through that process, and today they are smiling. So to help you appreciate the process, first thing you need to understand is that it's a bespoke service. The client motivation varies across different people. At our organization, RIF Trust, we like to say we are here to help the client smile. And SMILE is an acronym that means security, mobility, investments, leisure and lifestyle, and then education and entertainment. Reason is because these are the areas from the last decade we found that is a big motivation for clients who are looking for a second citizenship or a second residency because they want to better their bottom line or their quality of life. Now, the process starts with sitting down with the client to first understand what is your short, medium, and long-term goal. What are you trying to achieve? What are you willing to invest? This is where a citizen by investment advisory firm like ours would help you guide the client to find that end goal and define it clearly. Now, when that is defined, it informs on the kind of program the client should consider. Should it be a citizenship program or a residency by investment program? Then, which of the countries offer the best incentive for the client's ultimate target? Some clients want visa-free access to certain countries because those countries are very important to their business bottom line. While some clients just want to have freedom of global access. Some countries will come with that perks and some won't. understanding their documentation processes, because these are reputation. A citizen investment program is a reputation program. It is designed for people who have a good reputation and can also improve the economic bottom line of those countries, whilst also building bilateral extensions in terms of being able to also reciprocate and repatriate value from those countries to their host home countries, which is why it's a dual or a multi-citizenship program. So to a large extent, having an advisory firm like ours guide you through those processes, help you through the process, make it seamless, and giving you that delivery in record time is what is informing the need for an advisory firm like ours.
And now finally, as a player in the industry, what's your projection for your business and then the service expansion reach you hope to bring to the fore? Your firm has been in Nigeria for about a year now. Aside other international operations, what are the prospects for you?
RIF Trust is a world-leading group. We're in 22 countries currently and counting, and we are still opening more countries, seriously penetrating Africa. Our core ethos is that we are brand builders. We are bridge builders, rather. We are building a bridge. Our business has two sides. There is the client service side of our business, where we help our clients obtain second citizenship, but we also provide government advisory service. I mean, in Nigeria, we're just 1 year here in Nigeria, and during our 1 year anniversary, we brought the Deputy Prime Minister of St. Lucia here, had exchanges with government officials, local government officials and Nigerian private sector people, looking at opportunities to create bilateral extensions, improve relationships. That is at the core of what RIF Trust and the Latitude Group is about. We're about building bridges for the client who wants to obtain a second citizenship to increase their bottom line, bridges for the governments who want to increase or improve their bilateral relationships so they can do more and gain more for their citizens in exchanges. Basically, that is what drives our value and our vision. We personally believe that nobody should be limited by the identity that they currently carry based on their citizenship. They can explore other opportunities. And that's what you're going to see happening. We're going to keep going to more countries. Even in Nigeria, we're looking to extend to places like Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, bringing the value of building bridges to everyone who sees the value for that, and then creating a platform that causes that seamless exchange and transfer of value to happen. The dynamics of the future, obtaining a second citizenship or residency, is to a large extent an insurance policy. None of us saw COVID coming, for example, but we've had to live with the burden that COVID creates. So it is important that prospective clients consider the fact that giving themselves options helps them prepare better for the future, not just for themselves, but for their children, because they also, on their words, parents, siblings, who get to enjoy a lot of benefits of these programs. Now, creating that insurance is a function of when you decide to put value on it. And I would recommend you put value on it now, because nobody knows the dynamics of tomorrow. There's so much acts of God going on in the last 2 years that's making people reconsider their existing status. So I want to encourage everyone out there, you should consider adding a second citizenship to your existing citizenship so you can take advantage of global access and things like improved security, global mobility, investments, leisure lifestyle, entertainment, education. Bottom line is it gives you access to improve your life. So take advantage of this and let's see how we can partner and build something together.
Thank you so much for your time on the show. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and we keep our fingers crossed to see how big the market really grows.
Thank you.